Okay, this is lesson 2 in beginner Python programming, and we're going to learn how to write a for loop. So here's how it's done in Python. You'll do for I in range 0, comma 10. Let's print hello. Okay, cool. So let's save this, and then we'll run and we print hello 10 times. Okay, so what happened here? Let me explain how this works. Okay, so couple things to note here. Python recognizes statement blocks through indentation. So you'll notice that I indented my print here, my print statement. That's going to let Python know that everything below this colon will, or indent anything below the colon that is indented should get executed by this statement right here. Okay, so what happened was we have I is a universal I is a universal variable for iterator. It's like an iterator. An iterator just keeps count of how many times um, something was executed. So we have for I in our range 0, 10. So in programming, um, you always start counting at 0. So I is first 0. So it checks, hey, is I within the range 0, comma 10? Yes. We'll print hello. Okay, cool. Then in the next loop, I gets incremented. So now I is 1. So is 1 in the range 0, comma 10? Yes, it is. Print hello. And it does that all the way up through 9. 9's in range or in the range 0, comma 10. Yes, we print hello. This 10 is called I think it's a stop character or stop case or something like that. This is not included. This number is not included. So if it was included, it would have printed hello 11 times. Because again, in programming, you always start counting at 0. So here, we can do this too. Let's print I. Save that and we'll run. Cool. So we print 0, hello, 1, hello, 2, hello, 3, hello, 4, hello, 5, hello. And again, the number is our iterator. It's our I. And it goes all the way up to 9. And then once it realizes, we hit 10, we're not going to run the for loop anymore. It's done. It exits. Cool. So I guess let's do this. When we come down here, we can continue printing like, wow, for loops are cool. Now, this is not going to get executed by the for loop. This is not going to get printed out 10 times. It'll just be printed once at the end. Wow, for loops are cool. Why is that? Because it was not indented. It is not a part of the for loop. If I wanted to print it 10 times, I would just tab over and then it would run 10 times and we print it 10 times. So again, when you are indenting on for loops, or on any, whatever, blocks, statement blocks, if you're indenting on a statement block, you're going to want to use the tab. Because if you use spaces, you're going to forget how many spaces you put, whatever. And Python's going to crash, the program's going to crash, and you're not going to be able to find what the problem is. It's going to say like an indentation error or something like that. And it's just going to be a lot more difficult when you write code with like a lot of indentation. So just always use tab. It's easier. People say it's bad programming practice, but it's a lot easier for when you are debugging your programs to help find where the issues are, because you don't want to be counting spaces. It's just a pain in the butt, and that's no fun. So anyhow, what are for loops useful for? Well, let's say I have a really obnoxious friend named Dan, okay? And I'm like, wow, I just can't make fun of this kid enough. I always like want to make fun of this kid, but I just can't do it enough. Well, we could write a computer program to do that for us. So let's say I want to, let's say, let's set a variable Dan status, okay? Dan status equals idiot, right? And let's say Dan is an idiot, okay? And then we can write a for loop. Let's do for I in range. Let's do 0, 100. Let's print our Dan status. Okay, and let's run our program. Boom, it prints Dan is an idiot 100 times like that. So that's super useful. It went pretty quick. I mean, that was less than a second that we were able to call Dan an idiot multiple times. So that's super helpful. And I guess one more thing to note is that you can change this I character to whatever you wanted. So let's say here, let me delete this code. Let's do for some fun value in range 0, 10, print hello. Let's run our module. It does the exact same thing. I mean, you can make I pretty much whatever you want, but typically, if you're going to be writing code that other people will be looking at, you're going to want to use I. It's going to just be easier to see what's going on, but let's say we have a count. Let's keep count. Let's say count equals 0. Let's say for I in range 0, 10. Let's print our count, and then let's do count equals count plus 2. And then I guess at the very end we'll print. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's print count. Okay, cool. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna print what our count is, and then we're gonna add. Whatever value our count is, we're gonna add 2 to it, and that's gonna be our new value. So let's save that and let's run our module. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, right? So that executed 10 times, as we can tell, and our final count was 18. So this is super useful. There's a wide variety of instances where you would want to use a for loop. It's super powerful. You can run through files. You can run through and get a lot of stuff done very quickly. And this is one of the main ways that programming is super useful. It allows a computer to do a lot of computations very quickly in a short amount of time that it would have otherwise taken a human a long time to do. So hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.